What if ancient humans weren't as primitive as we thought? Deep inside caves across the world, archaeologists keep finding something that challenges everything we know. Star maps carved 20,000 years ago, precision geometry that predates the wheel, and symbols that might be the world's first written language. Some discoveries are so advanced, they're forcing scientists to completely rewrite human history.
Some believe that these portraits of the Wajina certainly blur the line between extraterrestrial and spiritual world. They seem to have aspects of both.
The world's oldest writing system. In caves across Europe, researchers noticed weird marks next to animal paintings. At first, they thought it was prehistoric doodling, but in 2023, everything changed. These weren't random scratches. They were patterns, dots, slashes, crosses, and Y shapes appearing over and over, following mathematical sequences. Scientists now believe these marks, created over 20,000 years ago, are lunar calendars. Ancient humans were tracking when animals mated and migrated based on moon phases, documenting it on cave walls. During the Ice Age, in pitch-black caves, our ancestors were creating information systems, recording data, and predicting animal behavior. This is cognitive complexity we never thought existed back then. Geometry before the wheel. The Sun Temple at Mesa Verde in Colorado was built by ancestral Puebloans into a cliff alcove. Here's the problem: this structure uses advanced geometry that shouldn't exist for that time period. We're talking about the 3-4-5 triangle for perfect right angles and the golden rectangle, a proportion that shows up in nature and modern architecture because it's mathematically balanced. They had to measure precisely and fit massive stone blocks together perfectly. No room for error, but it gets better. Parts of the temple align exactly with the sun during solstices. These builders were tracking solar movements with astronomical precision, keeping time, marking seasons, planning ceremonies, without any tools we consider necessary. The astronomy obsession. Let's talk about the famous Lascaux caves in France. Everyone knows about the incredible animal paintings, but there's something else most people miss: abstract signs and dots scattered throughout. Researchers now think these might be star charts or lunar calendars. If they're right, prehistoric humans had sophisticated understanding of astronomy thousands of years before we thought possible. They were recording scientific knowledge and passing it down. The same pattern shows up at Chauvet Cave with paintings dating back 33,000 years. Among the artwork, there's a series of dots believed to represent moon phases, an ancient calendar. Whoever made these marks observed the moon over many nights and understood its cycles. That's systematic scientific observation. The symbol makers. In South Africa, deep inside the Rising Star cave system, archaeologists found something that shouldn't exist. Carved into the walls are engravings, lines, crosshatches, crude animal depictions. Here's the twist: these weren't made by Homo sapiens. They were created by Homo naledi, a distant human cousin with brains only a third the size of ours. They weren't supposed to be smart enough to create symbolic art, but they did anyway. This destroys the theory that bigger brains automatically equal more advanced culture. Abstract thinkers. At Blombos Cave on South Africa's coast, archaeologists found pieces of ochre with carefully carved patterns dating back 75,000 years. These aren't pictures of animals. They're abstract shapes, cross-hatched lines, grids, angles, zigzags created intentionally using stone or bone tools. They weren't copying nature. They were thinking in symbols, creating patterns that existed only in their minds. Some researchers think this could be early language. But whatever the purpose, it proves humans that far back were thinking creatively and abstractly. The Levallois technique. In China's Guanyindong Cave, archaeologists found evidence of the Levallois stone tool technique dating back potentially 170,000 years. Instead of randomly smashing rocks, prehistoric humans developed a systematic process. They'd prepare a coarse stone into a specific shape, then strike it precisely so a ready-to-use tool would pop off. The genius part: it was repeatable. They could create several usable tools from one core. That's not trial and error, that's engineering. Ancient humans understood principles of physics and geometry way earlier than we thought. The uncomfortable question. Throughout history, in caves separated by thousands of miles and years, similar patterns keep showing up. In Utah's Sago Canyon, 8,000-year-old carvings show tall figures with huge hollow eyes and antenna-like protrusions. In Italy, petroglyphs show figures in tight-fitting suits with round helmets. In Argentina, carvings depict beings with oversized round heads, almost like spacesuits. Are these stylized gods? Or were ancient humans documenting something they actually saw but didn't understand? Whether you believe in ancient visitors or not, one thing is undeniable. Our ancestors were far more sophisticated than we've given them credit for. From lunar calendars carved 20,000 years ago to precision geometry that rivals modern engineering, the evidence is clear. Ancient humans tracked the stars, recorded time, created abstract symbols, and built structures with mathematical precision before they supposedly had the knowledge to do it. Every discovery pushes back the timeline of human sophistication. So what do you think? Were ancient humans just incredibly advanced? Or is there something else we're not ready to accept? If you found this fascinating, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries.